Hi everybody, we are live here from Roseburg, actually at the Roseburg Armory where I'm working, and I'm keeping a promise that I made to a lot of my friends that I said today I would go live on social media, and I thought I could pose a question. I really think life is a lot about passion, where you want to do what you're passionate about, and hi, and I said, you know, what am I passionate about? And one of the things that I'm pretty passionate about as far as my career goes is marketing and advertising. And what's one of the neat things about marketing is it's not convincing people that they need to buy something, but it's how we as a business or an organization can position ourselves to where that people are interested in participating or buying our product. So it really is a lot about understanding who our customer is and understanding, who are the people that we serve. And I really find that fascinating. I never really told the story before, but the reason why I was excited about marketing is because when I was overseas in Iraq, I was tasked with a mission of working in kind of like a public affairs role. We were pretty short-handed on some people with specialty jobs, and my commander at the time felt that there was a need for somebody to document our mission, and because of my experience working with the media back home as a recruiter, I ended up being tasked with working in this public affairs job, right? And at the time I was very disgruntled, but I smiled and I said, yes sir, no problem, I'll make this happen. And I had to do a crash course in learning to learn all about what I needed to do as this so-called public affairs person, because in the military we have fully qualified people to do this job, but I was not that person, so I had to make the best of what I had. And so anyways, make a long story short, it turned out to be like the coolest part of my deployment. I got to go outside the wire, I got to hang out with soldiers, I got to tell their story, I took photos. I had learned a ton because I had some very quality people that were skilled in the public affairs job that were assigned to other units that would take me under their wing and share things with me. And it turned out to be that was like the highlight of my deployment. Like, I really loved it. And so when I came home, I really didn't want to take a career in journalism, but I was still very interested in telling the soldiers' story. So when I came back and I took my role as a recruiter here in Roseburg, I decided to, start telling the soldiers' story, showing what it was like from our point of view, and bragging about the soldiers that were joining the National Guard. And that was so much fun, and it was refreshing because I saw a different side of my job as a recruiter. I was bragging about young people that were joining our organization and making something of themselves and growing and prospering and as they're serving their country and their community. And I just absolutely loved it. And so I had the opportunity to return back to college, and I changed my major and I moved into marketing. So I'm very excited to say that I'm very close to graduating from the university, and I feel like that I'm passionate about what I do. 2, I feel that I've learned something in my education. 3, I have a cool job where I'm applying what I've learned, and I thought, how neat would it be to be able to take some time each week, either go live, do a recorded video, or whatever, and what we could do is talk about the basics of marketing. We could talk about employment, we could talk about entrepreneurship, and I think that's very exciting because, from a marketing perspective, Generation Z, our newest and youngest that are entering into the workforce, they're very excited about being an entrepreneur, and they just don't know where to start. And they think that they got to have the latest and greatest app and do the next big thing, but I would just like to help point them in the right direction and get them going, regardless of their affiliation of joining the National Guard. So I don't know. I thought it was an idea. I thought I would do my market research, more technical terms that us marketers use, and see what people think. See if there's something they'd be interested in. I'd be very interested in finding out questions about, like, hey, I'm about to do this. What should I do? And we could go back to, creating some sort of a path or an idea, and even share that to where everybody can learn from it. So what is the value proposition for me, right? And what's the value proposition for you? More marketing terms. A value proposition is, what do you get when you buy a product? What's the promise that company is going to give to you? And so here's my promise. I am tired of searching on the internet and finding a website where they want to teach me something, and then as I click through, I find out that it's a scam, and not necessarily a scam, but they're trying to get me to buy their product, and then they want to consult and help me, and they want to teach me, but they want to do it at a price, which is fair. But I'm not in it for the money. What I'm interested in is seeing my community here in Douglas County grow. I'm interested in people looking at themselves as somebody that can bring something to a team. Once again, we're not talking about the National Guard, but we're just talking about, as I graduate high school, or currently I'm unemployed, or I'm working a job and I'd like to grow in that profession. How can you position yourself to market yourself to be able to set yourself up for success for your next promotion? And I really think a lot of opportunity for promotion doesn't happen because people aren't marketing themselves correctly. And so this is just for fun. I'm curious to see if people would learn from it, if people are interested from it. I can talk about some of the things that I do in this role. I'm also excited about seeing if there's any employers out here in our community, or even across Oregon, that would be interested in helping me out and coming on and talking to people. I've done that in the past. And so on my YouTube channel, if you go to YouTube, SFC Nick Marshall, you can see some of those interviews where I've talked to employers, and they tell me about what they're looking for in employees. But I figured this is a time of COVID where people are, secluding themselves and looking for something to do. It might be fun to be able to connect with people, let people know that we're not alone, let people know that there's hope. Hi, I see you. And, as we get through something like this, that we're doing self-reflection. We're figuring out what can we do for our next step when we get through this so-called, our freeze, and we're no longer having to social distance as much. And that'll get us ready to get back into the workforce, get back to being creative, and preparing for the future here. And I'm excited about something like that, because I think to myself, what could I ever bring to the table? And I'm not very good at sports. I'm not very good at. I can't play a musical instrument. I can't dance. I can't do anything entertaining. But the one thing that I think that I could bring to the table is something that I've been studying for a good 20 years. That I'm certified in a few things. I'm a member of organizations like the American Marketing Association, and we could talk about some things that will help people. And I think because I've learned a few things that it's helped me grow in my career, and I'm at a position now in my career where it's more about helping other people than growing my career. It's more about growing other people and being a mentor, and that doesn't matter if you're in the National Guard or not. So now I'm beginning to go into that rambling phase. If anybody has a question or an idea or something like that, I'd be more than happy to share that with you. If you're just joining us, hi. We're just talking about how to better ourselves in the business world, entrepreneurship, talking about marketing especially. I could talk about sales. I see a lot of people on social media, they're selling some sort of products from home, either jewelry or makeup or homemade items, arts and crafts. Maybe you're part of a business that sells clothing. It really doesn't matter what your widget is, but what does matter is, are you positioning yourself to where you're targeting segments of people that they're seeing what your product is. As I sit here and I start talking about marketing, there's a whole group of people out there that will not respond to this. They just don't care. And that's what marketing is is finding out who are your customers, who are interested in what you have to sell, and making sure that you're connecting to them, listening to them, understanding their wants and needs, and then developing a product that suits their needs. And so, anyways, that's what I got to say. So if you happen to watch this a little bit later, you have any ideas for me, that would be great. I thank all of you that are watching now. I think it'd be fun to do. Since I got you here, let's do a little bit of market research. Some of the new products that we have coming out for our recruiters to be able to hand out to people. I'm excited about this, our campaign with I Stand With The Guard. I Stand With The Guard is really about transparency. It's really about showing what it's like from the soldier's perspective. I absolutely love a lot of the commercials. Yes, you're absolutely right, Kayla. Getting to know their customers. You got it. See, you're already contributing. I love it. I Stand With The Guard is really about so many things, but one of them is showing what it's like, real life, boots on the ground from a soldier's perspective. I absolutely love the videos that we produce and the commercials and things like that. And not a lot of people know this, but the commercials that the National Guard makes are all featuring real soldiers. We don't hire models. They're real people that serve in the National Guard across the nation. They tell their story and they participate in commercials. And like, it may be a commercial about a school teacher, and guess what? That soldier is a real school teacher, and that's why they bring them on, is to be able to tell their story. So I Stand With The Guard is really about showing what the National Guard is from the soldier's perspective. What we have is we have a community on Facebook. So if you just, after this is done, you go to I Stand With The Guard on Facebook, and you can request to be a part of the closed group, and I'll let you in. And the group is a mix of people. Some are soldiers, some are everyday Oregonians, and what they do is the soldiers really share their experiences on their drill weekends. They share their experiences on deployments. We had some awesome footage of soldiers fighting fires when we had the fire season. We have soldiers that are volunteering to work in food pantries in the Salem area. We had, speaking of COVID time frame, we had field hospitals set up to help those who needed to attend a hospital for non-COVID related. And we had some experience with that on I Stand With The Guard. And so, yeah, we do post some media, and the stuff that our public affairs puts out is truly amazing. But we also try and capture those posts that our soldiers are putting out there. So that's what that's about, and it's a lot of fun to see what our soldiers are doing and showing everybody in real life what it's like, boots on the ground, because there's some misconceptions about the National Guard and what we're used for and why we're here. But I assure you that the National Guard is here to take care of Oregonians and our community members, as well as support our contingency operations across the world. Yeah, thanks, Elvis. Good to see you. Another one here. This one's one of my favorites. I don't know if you can see our logo in there. Our graphic designer specialist Ashley's pretty amazing. Him and specialist Baki, they came up with these things. Some t-shirts about I Stand With The Guard. We're getting a lot of t-shirts. They're pretty amazing. And I'm excited to hand those out. I mean, we're talking thousands of t-shirts. It's going to be great. We'd love to plaster them all over Oregon and show our support to our soldiers. Soldiers are humans. They get up, they go to work every day in their normal job, and then 1 week in the month they come and they serve their country and the community. And it's something that for the past 20 years I've witnessed, and it's just amazing that our soldiers will give up their time. That's tough sometimes, when it's always Super Bowl weekend when yes, thanks. When the soldiers have to come to drill. I don't know why we schedule it on Super Bowl, but sometimes it happens. But that's a trade-off. They could be doing something else, but they choose to come and serve their country and community. Another marketing term, trade-off. So, so that's neat to see a lot of our soldiers, and hopefully, thank you. It's good to see you. Hopefully, with I Stand with the Guard, we'll bring that reality to more people. That even if they do not have an interest in serving in the National Guard, it's important to me that they get to see what our soldiers are doing, because that's very important. I never thought the National Guard would serve in Oregon's employment office and help people with the backlog of unemployment during the COVID timeframe. Here is many soldiers serving in the employment office, helping receive calls and helping people get their unemployment benefits or help them find a job. And that's probably a mission that nobody ever knew that we did these past couple of months. So if you're just joining us, what we're talking about is thinking about doing something, and I don't always know how to do it, but that's the great thing about marketing is it's trial and error. We send something out, we see if it works. If it doesn't, we go back to the drawing board and say, how can we better serve our customers? So that's what this video would be, is for those who are wanting to start their own business, they work in a business, they're entrepreneurs, they're interested in the field of marketing. We'd like to be able to start teaching something about that. And I just think that I have a really cool role in this organization where I get to do a lot of marketing for an organization of 6,000 and some employees that has a very unique mission. And I'm happy that I get to tell our story along with the team of amazing people that I work with. If you'd like to see a lot of our work, I would highly suggest, thank you, Natalie. I would highly suggest you go to our Facebook page, which is Oregon Army National Guard Recruiting. That one is a recruiting page. We kick out advertisements about recruiting. We talk about the benefits of serving in the Army National Guard. It is very different than I Stand with the Guard. I Stand with the Guard is not recruiting in nature. It just tells our story about the Army National Guard. But we also have our YouTube channel that you can check out. And a lot of the videos on there are videos that we produce in-house that are videos about our soldiers. So one of the things I love is our flyers that we're producing. They also are used in our emails. They're also used in our website. We have our recruiters share them on social media. But Confidence in Uncertain Times was the title of this ad that we came up with. And you know what? It's amazing is when you're a member of this organization, it is very safe to say that each month you have a paycheck coming in. You can have medical insurance, that there's stability. I would say one thing that is happening in my life more and more is that I have developed lifelong friendships where my friends are somebody that I can count on when I'm having a tough time during COVID. I'm able to call my friends are able to call me. Not all of us in the National Guard have a solid family base. That's something that I'm very fortunate for, is my family, but I realize that not every soldier has a strong support system at home. And the fact that our soldiers can rely on each one of us, we're a very tight team, and that we take care of each other. And that is a value of much more than an enlistment bonus or anything else like that, is the fact that you have your friends that are there to take care of you in tough times. So I actually have some really exciting news about one of my soldiers, but I'm not going to say anything, so I'm just going to leave you hanging until he gives me permission to talk about it. But just the fact that I heard that message today, that he would share that with me, and that I hopefully get the help with it in the future, that was very exciting for me. So those would be stories that we would talk about, kind of the stuff that we have going on. Talk about contracting of promotional items. That's a Yeti cup. Those are one of the fun ones that we get to do. So those would be things that all aspects of marketing. It might be market research and surveying and studying different demographics and truly understanding, the people that we're looking for. And speaking of people that we're looking for, we have looked into the population of Oregon, and we can see that it's roughly 50-50 on male and female. But when we look at the organization of the Oregon Army National Guard, we can see that about 19% of our soldiers are women. And that is something we are extremely striving to fix. Why is that? Well, it's because traditionally Oregon has had a lot of combat arms positions, so our infantry and artillery and tankers and things like that. And at the time, those MOSs, those military occupational specialties, were closed off, and women were not allowed to participate in those roles. That has changed. Congress has changed, which I'm an infantry soldier by trade, and I'm a big proponent of women serving in the infantry. And so I was happy to see this change. And so with that, because there just wasn't a ton of opportunities years ago for women, we've now changed that to where women could be allowed in combat arms positions, and so there's more job opportunity for our soldiers. And so as a result, we're seeing more women participate in the National Guard. A lot of our advertising is directed at having women come and become a soldier, and the gender roles are changing in society, and we love that. So the military is definitely not something just for guys. We highly encourage a lot of women to participate in service in the National Guard. And we've grown just over in the past couple of years. We've grown like 4%, and that doesn't seem like a lot, but that's quite a bit of soldiers that are joining that would never have considered in the past. And so it's something we're striving for, we're very proud of, and that we hope to see a lot more ladies come and be a part of our team. So does anybody have any questions that are out there? I've been kind of rambling for a while. I'm going to go back to work here in a little bit, but I wanted to see what people thought of doing something like this. Might be a little bit better setting instead of my light bulb shining on you in your eyes and things like that, but I thought we would try something different, just to reach out to our community and see if we can help anybody. So, alrighty. Well, if you catch this at a later date, please feel free to still leave a comment in the box down below. I thank all of you for watching. I thank you all for the kind words that you said, and we want you to know that the National Guard is here for you. And also, I'm here if you're interested in growing and learning in a profession that I have something that I could help out with. All right, talk to you all later. Thank you.